Greetings to each and every one of us, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lerafet speaking to us, and in today's video, I want us to speak about the hardest part of learning German, the hardest part in learning German, and what most people don't like speaking about, right? By the end of this video, I want us to go through the brutal truths, the honesty that many teachers, students don't like speaking about, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. I invite you to like this video and also share around with your friends who are also learning German, right? Let's go ahead and dive deep into this. Now, the number one truth that I want us to speak about is on time. Now, there is this illusion that many normally like to pass around, that you can simply learn A1 to B2 in 2 months, in 3 months. That is one of the biggest lies that I want to kill today. It is not going to be very possible for one to learn A1, A2, B1, B2 in 2 months, in 3 months. That is a big lie. Now, the truth be told, when learning the German language, I will be required to put in the time. Now, this is the toughest part because I understand most of us have to go to work, right? You have to go to school, you have to take care of your family. So there's so much things you gotta do, right? And then now comes in the German. So the toughest part about this German learning is that I am going to be required to put in the time. Best recommendable times are normally from Mondays to Fridays, right? But the issue comes in, or the lie comes in, when most people think that they can just learn German like Mondays and then stop, or maybe so that you find the issue of absenteeism becomes paramount. So, the truth be told, when learning the German, I will be required to put in the time. And this is the toughest part for many people because, as we said, there are those who have to go to work, right? You go to work, you come back too tired, right? You have to go to school, you have to do, so there's so much things. And then now you have to think about the German again and the time. So recommendably, the time is Mondays to Fridays is okay. All right. Now, compare these two scenarios. If you could compare someone who learns, for example, 2 hours or 3 hours, but once a week, to someone who learns 30 minutes daily. Now, the person who does small chunk of time, but daily or consistently, compared to someone who does lots of hours in one day, you realize that the person who does small bits, but daily or consistently is able to learn faster than someone who wants to learn like once a week, like 4 hours. All right. So the point being that consistency makes it easy for you to learn, right? So time is one of the toughest parts, but if managed well, then you will be in a position to learn it effectively. Now, the second hard part about learning German is about the exam. Why do I bring the exam? Now, there are two sides to this again. There are those who are prepared for the exam, and then there are those who are unprepared for the exam. So the unprepared tend to find it very hard. That's the truth, right? So you might find that maybe you got a very good German classes or lessons, right? You attended a very good school, you learned the grammar very well, and then you finished maybe that particular level. But if you don't get good exam preparation, I don't care how good you know the German or whatever it is, if you don't get good exam preparation, eventually you're going to realize it's going to end up messing you up. So I've found people who've learned good German grammar rules, etc., but they were not prepared to sit the exams. So if you're not prepared, you realize that it ends up becoming very difficult for you to manage to do any particular exam of the particular level that you're currently doing in. So for you to solve that problem of exam anxiety or fear, you need to get good preparation. All right. So that's another part that people find it difficult for them whenever they're doing the exam part. Right. So remember, the solution is good preparation. If you're well prepared for it, you will find it very easy for you as you proceed in the learning. All right. All right. Then now here comes another one. The third and the last part is learning alone. Now I understand that currently or these days there are so many apps that have come up. There is Duolingo, there is Dedidas. There's so many apps that have come up. So you find that many people prefer to learn alone. But in the long run, if you compare somebody who has learned alone to someone who has been trained either with a coach, a tutor, school, all right, there's a big difference. Now, when you learn alone, you find that there is no clear structure, all right? Besides lacking clear structure, you also end up getting so tired and frustrated because you're alone. But you realize if you're with a coach, a tutor, a group, it becomes easy for you to stay motivated because when you're alone, it's easy to feel frustrated. You get up, you don't know, should I learn this? Should I read this? So you end up having so many things in your plate so that you eventually have burnout. But if you have a tutor, a coach, a group, a school, whatever it is, it becomes easier for you to learn with a clear structure. All right. So guys, these are the 3 areas that I would like you to work on. Number 1, remember time. Try to be as consistent as you possibly can. All right. At least Mondays to Fridays is okay. All right. Not once and disappearing. So avoid absenteeism. If you've been now this is for those who normally escape classes. Now this is for you. If you keep escaping or being absent, it ends up hurting you. Now I understand that you have to go to work, but try as much as possible to be consistent. Even if it's 30 minutes a day, that's it. Even 20 minutes a day, that's enough, right? And then we say number 2, also work on preparation. Whether it's exam, get a good qualified teacher to help you out with exam preparation, right? So that you don't go ahead. It's expensive when you go pay the exams and then you end up not passing, right? So get good training or preparation before you go for the exam, right? And also be careful on some of the YouTube videos. I've seen people watch videos on YouTube and maybe they're watching something from the old structure. So be careful also on the same, all right? And then the last part we've said is don't learn alone. Be in a group. You can find a partner, a good qualified teacher, whatever it is, to assist you also as you learn so that you don't feel the pressure alone. All right. So, ladies, gentlemen, these are the areas that I guarantee you when you get to work on well, you'll be surprised at how you'll be able to learn the German even better. All right. Now, this was Lord Fred speaking to us. For those who have been asking about the classes, kindly, you can check our main page at Languages Tutors, or you can also email us here directly if in case you're looking to enroll for classes, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, das ist alles für heute, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.